Instead, we have the opportunity to make a habit of empathy, to recognize ourselves in each other.
So I'm Mike Robbins. I'm an author and speaker, coach, and I volunteer for the Peace Alliance. I think empathy is one of the most important aspects of interpersonal relationships, just as well as life. And it's something that I work on in my own life. It's something that I teach in the work that I do. And one of the many things that I love and respect about Barack Obama is his understanding of empathy. I remember reading both his books, particularly his first book, his memoir, Dreams from My Father, and one of the things I was struck by was the awareness and empathy he had for people, and then seeing him speak and becoming a big supporter of him even before he started running for president. And the source of empathy that he talks a lot about, his mother saying to him, "How would that make you feel?" And hearing him say that gave me insight into him and his relationship with his mom, but also it was before I even had my own children. Now my wife and I have two little girls who are 4.5 and 2, and I listen to myself, hear myself say that exactly to my girls, particularly my older one. If she and the younger one are getting into it, how would that make you feel? How would that make you feel? And just that understanding, I think, really epitomizes what empathy is about, and I appreciate that we have a president who understands that, but also think that it's something that all of us can continue to expand in our own lives for the betterment of everybody.
And how do you feel we could build a culture of empathy? What do we do in society to kind of make that a national value?
Right. I think there's a couple things. First of all, we can talk about it more. And I love that you're talking about it, we're talking about it, we're having this conversation that you focus on empathy and look at, the leader of the free world and how often he talks about it, mentions it. So to make it something, it's one of these things, I kind of call it a, sort of interpersonal, just be empathetic. People sort of throw it out there like we know, but what about talking about it, teaching it, underscoring it, really kind of studying it more? How do, increasing our emotional intelligence, our emotional awareness to expand our capacity to be empathetic? Because as much as I think I'm a pretty empathetic person, there's much more empathy I can express in my life, and I think that's true for most of us, so continue to work on it. And like so many other ideals in life, peace, love, joy, those are ideals to aspire to. I don't know that we ever get to a point where we're 100% fully empathetic in every moment, but it's being more aware of it and bringing more consciousness to it, which is something that we're doing here just talking about it. I define empathy in a couple ways. First of all, it's putting myself in someone else's shoes as best I can. Secondly, I see it as very distinct from sympathy. Sympathy, but sympathy is maybe more about feeling bad for someone. Oh, I'm really sorry that happened to you, in kind of a, maybe condescending way, whereas empathy is more about relating to the other person. Whether I can relate to your experience or not, imagining what it would feel like to be in that situation, to be in your shoes, to be your race, your gender, your situation in life, religion, whatever it may be. So those are my definitions. No, I just appreciate you doing what you're doing and talking to people about the importance of empathy, because I think it's really important, and I don't think it gets talked about enough, and I'm glad that, again, we're having this conversation, and everyone who's listening to us and watching this is getting to have that conversation as well.
See the world through other people's eyes. Empathy is a quality of character that can change the world.